Just because you take a selfie on stage is not street cred.
You can see you're outnumbered here.
Welcome back to the Rogue Academic Podcast. Today's guest is Joe Leyva, one of my very favorite West Coast heavies. We're talking about the industry, how to break in, and what to do with your money when you finally start making some. So, without any further ado, here's Joe. Woo! Okay, we are on. Hi, Joe!
Hey, Lexie!
What's up?
How you doing, Joe?
I'm good. I'm so glad to have you on the show, dude. Like, as soon as I got the idea to do this, you were like top of my list of people I wanted to ask questions of.
Oh man, Lexie, it's a, I'm just gonna be honest. It's an honor to be asked by you. You're one of my favorite people. You're one of my favorite musicians. And it's just like the answer is yes, unless I'm dead.
Dude, I appreciate that, man. I really, really do. For those of y'all who don't know, Joe and I have been in the trenches for a while, and it was actually Joe's project back in, God, that was like 2020, right? When we were doing the virtual trumpet ensemble thing. Oh, Jesus.
2019?
Fuck. Yeah. Oh my God, it's been a minute. But yeah, that's how I met Joe on Facebook, because that's how everyone meets everyone now. Like, Facebook is just like, if you don't exist on Facebook, do you even exist?
Probably not.
Oh my God. That's what they would like you to believe, I think.
Right.
But yeah, so like we've worked together both in a studio capacity and in person, just played a whole fuck ton of trumpet and gotten really hammered talking about playing high notes. I was actually thinking to myself today about that time that we all, like you and me and like another like 5 people from the trumpet ensemble, just got super hammered and traded double A's for like 2 hours.
Oh yeah, that was it Chad? Chad, I forgot, the cat from Miami.
Yeah, cat from Miami.
And he would just be like, "Play a double A." You'd be like, "All right."
Yeah, right. It was so funny. So anyway,
it was awesome.
We have history, and so if you're listening, just don't be surprised when there's hilarious side stories, because there's lots. But one of the reasons I wanted to bring you here is that you have a really unique experience on several levels. Foremost, that you're a road dog. Like, you've been doing this a while, like actually on the road with ensembles, with bands and shit. Since when? Like, when did you start doing that?
My road career began in I think it began in like early 2001.
Okay, that's
I was still doing my undergrad.
Oh shit!
And that's how fucking old I am. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I was still doing. I was doing my undergrad, and I was just finishing up, and I got called to do the circus. The Barnum and Bailey, and I did that for a few. I was on the Blue, which is the West Coast, I believe. I forget. It was the West Coast one. I forget the color. It's red or blue. Yeah.
That's cool. So did you major in music, or did you just have a fuck ton of chops? Well, so you said undergrad, so obviously you went to college, but was it for music or music education, or was it something else?
I just did music education because I saw the I like everybody else, you get your teacher going, well, have a teaching degree to fall back on. And then so that kind of scared me a little bit.
Sure.
Which I wish either way, I mean, to this day I don't even use my degree. I don't even use it.
I have 4 of them and I use them very rarely.
Yeah, I mean, I have a master's, never needed it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That is so fucking relatable. So you finished school though? You graduated, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I actually just did a post today because this is my process, and for anybody out there listening and going, God, I wish I had more ideas about content creation. Fucking call me. I do this shit in my sleep. Yeah. Like, I have a million ideas a minute. Not to brag about myself on your episode, but I was on a treadmill today but I was thinking about this, like the concept that like those who can't do teach. That is fundamentally bullshit, because number one, every teacher I know is a badass. Like, I fucking no holds barred, can do everything badass. And 2, the reason we don't do is because it's being fucking gatekept from us, like in one way or another. Like, you know what I mean? Have you experienced much gatekeeping like along the way as far as the doing part?
A little bit, not as much as I've seen my peers, not as much as I've seen like my friends go through it. I've had a little bit of it. But me, I have a very low tolerance for horse shit.
Well, you have to.
And you know, I'm surprised I've lasted so long in the music business with that. But you know, I really don't put up with much. And you know, that's not saying I'm not patient. It's just when I see the writing on the wall, I'm the first to bounce.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same. I mean, it's on the wall for a reason. If you don't read it, that's your own damn fault.
All right.
Like, and so you're based. Are you still based in Arizona, or like, are you? Because I see you more in Detroit than I see you anywhere else now.
Well, that's because I bought a home in Detroit.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, I just the wife and I just bought a home, and
Wait, hold the
and-
fuck up. You guys are married now?
yeah.
Dude, I thought you. Hang on. Hey, hold the fuck up. All right. So you guys were dating like 5 minutes ago, it feels like. Or maybe I just haven't kept very good track of time.
Yeah, don't. It's all good. But we bought a home in Detroit,
Okay.
and I'm still in Phoenix. Kind of do the snowbird thing because you know, fuck Phoenix in the summertime.
And sometimes fuck Michigan in the wintertime. I'm from Michigan originally.
Exactly.
I know that shit real well.
Right. You know cold.
Oh, dude. Okay. All right. So you're based in Arizona. Do you work mainly in that region, or like what's your hustle like, I guess is a better question.
Okay, so at first when I got here, gosh, I've been here like almost 15, 20 years maybe.
Uh-huh.
But at first it was, you know, just here. And then, you know, a friend of mine from Cleveland he moved to town and he's like, do you realize that there's other clubs in other states? There's other clubs, there's other places. Why are you here?
Mhm.
Like, just be based out of here. And so what I did is I said, cool. So I made it a point to like every other month go to a different state and make as many friends as I could.
Dude, love that.
And so, you know, what's close by? LA, Vegas, San Antonio, El Paso, you know, Salt Lake City. For me, these are all an hour flight away.
Dude, that's rad. I wish.
So, you know, and then, you know, the Bay Area. My dad lives in the Bay Area. So I would make sure Dad, I'm here again. He's like, why? I just saw you like 3 weeks ago. Why the fuck are you here? You know? But I mean, I would hustle that way and to get my reach. And then finally, when I got enough, I got called to go on the road again. And again, it's anybody that doesn't know that this is a social business, get out.
Right.
Get out right now. Get out.
Oh, you mean it doesn't all live online on Instagram? Wait, you mean there's like, you know, more to the world than what we see in social media?
Yes, I believe it or not.
Oh.
And and yeah, and you know what? It's a people business.
Uh-huh.
If you're not good with people, then this is going to be very hard for you.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
you can't. Yeah, it's a social business. And so anyway, like you, Lexie, like remember when we went to NAMM together?
Mm-hmm.
I was more interested in the hang. Remember we went and got fruit?
Dude, that was rad. That is one of my core memories as of this point. Like I never turned down a fruit stand like from that moment out.
Yeah, if you're in LA, you gotta have fruit, right?
Dude,
so
legend.
But anyway, it's like, you know, I'm the first to buy someone lunch who I don't know.
Yeah.
And you know, I've gotten a lot of friends. I'm not saying it's a transactional thing, but I genuinely like to get to know people, and that has helped my reach so far. That's why I'm touring all the time, because people, they trust me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they like, so I get calls a lot in places like Vegas, Detroit, you know, what's it called? I was just in Atlantic City because they're like, I don't want to call sub because they'll snake the gig from me.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I'll do is I'll go sub for them. They know I'm not going to snake the gig, and I live in another state. So
Yep.
Right. So that's basically a lot of my hustle.
That's what's up. That said, I mean, if you ever need a sub for one of your subbing opportunities, I am game.
I know.
And I don't snake gigs either. Like I'm living in Indiana. Like what the fuck am I gonna do? Nothing.
Right.
That's what.
Right. And you know, everyone thinks this is a contest, Lexie.
I know.
Right. It's not a contest. If you have that in your, I'm gonna be the first call in New York, and you know, more power to you, but it's not a contest.
Nah, dude. I mean, the part that people don't realize about the New York scene, at least in my experience with it, is that All those cats know each other and they trust each other to set each other up for success. No one's trying to elbow anybody out of a position. No one's trying to like be cutthroat and dickish about anything. Like Tony Cadlick talks to Liesl Whitaker, talks to
Yeah.
everybody. You know what I mean? Like once you reach a certain level, it's very secure. You know, you don't find people engaging in shitty behaviors because they don't need to. You know,
They don't need to. And you know, and the people that are doing it
mm-hmm.
are the people that are okay. So this is my PR. Facebook is a lie. Instagram is a lie.
Yes.
If you believe that shit, you're a stupid motherfucker.
Ain't that the truth? No, it's seriously it. And but like from a marketing standpoint, I hate how dependent we've become on those things too. Like the reason that those platforms are a lie is because everyone's trying to pump themselves up to like look one way when they are not what they are advertising. You know what I mean?
That's the state our industry is in right now.
Yeah.
And it's the reason why is because everybody has a device that can record.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a device that could you could reach a lot of people very fast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that before that it was just posting a video on YouTube. Now it's instantaneous.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so there's a lot of like I know contractors now. I am not kidding. I know contractors that have touring events that go through the United States, and they find their musicians on Facebook.
Yeah, I know, because I get messaged by more than a few of those people.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that it's a good thing or a bad thing either way, but it's just like if you are using one medium to vet your musicians and that one of those mediums is not a phone call, you're doing it wrong.
Exactly. And you know, I can't tell you, man. I've gotten so many, like I've been to so many just recently in the last 5-10 years where I'm sitting next to someone that does not deserve to sit there.
Oh Lord. Yeah.
You know. So
and it's because of the marketing. It's because like so much of the DIY stuff, and I'll be the last person to bag on DIY anything. Like if you want to learn a skill that's going to make your life better or make your career more lucrative, by all means do that. Like that's half of what the show is about, is just filling in the gaps for people. But you also have to back it up, and I think that's where we're really missing out. It's just like, I mean, I have seen, I mean, here locally, like I've seen plenty of people in like what would locally be kind of high profile things that like I've played next to, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. I don't know how you got that gig exactly, but good for you. You know.
So I was gonna say, Lexie, one other thing that I would like to just throw in there. Just because you take a selfie on stage is not street cred.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they call it a stage for a reason, because it's staged.
Yeah, it's staged, and there's I've seen people, oh, I'm on this gig, and they'll start snapping photos, right? Or they'll start taking pictures. And like I'm not gonna say who the artist was. There's a big name artist that just came through town. And there was this trumpet player that I was sitting next to, and she had her phone out taking selfies. I said, if you want to keep this gig, I suggest you put that thing away. I said, we could do it before, like at lunchtime. We could do it, you know, after the gig, before the gig. Anyway, so she took a photo, and the artist was in the shot.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
And
Rookie
so
mistake,
here's the thing, and all of you, anybody, I'm just telling you, these people do not like that shit. They hate that stuff. And so the contractor came during lunch call and said, hey, can I look at your phone? She's like, no, it's my phone. You can't. He's like, well, you're on my gig. Let me see your phone. And so she's like, okay, whatever. So she gave him her phone. He saw a video. He saw pictures. She's like, get your shit and go.
I believe it.
And so, like, your cell phone is not street cred. I can't as a contractor myself, and you do the same thing, Lexie. If I see a fucking phone, you know, that's 2 strikes against you.
Right.
You know, if I see it, everyone's setting up, you know, you take a picture with your section and nothing's happening, cool, right? I'm talking about major shit. I'm not talking about, playing at some bar somewhere. I'm not
Yeah,
talking about
yeah,
that.
exactly. Like, I mean, if
Yeah,
the low rent stuff is low rent for a reason.
right. But if you're on stage with Pink,
Mm-hmm.
or you're on stage with Shakira, whoever it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you bust out that phone, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, eh, you can count your days are numbered.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so anyway, I just wanted to say that because a lot of people think they're phone to street cred. I think I can get 100 name guys or 100 name musicians right now that'll say no, that's not street cred. Street cred is what other people say about you,
Yeah.
and you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent. My
No,
bad.
that
I'm
is
sorry.
why
That's,
we're
that's...
here, man. Like, this is the shit they don't teach you in school. Like, they can teach you how to be a great second trumpet player. They can teach you how to be a great principal in an orchestra. And they're training you to do jobs that, like, you will never realistically have a fucking shot at. And it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, they're feeding people a bunch of lies. And it's not to say that education in itself is a bad thing. I mean, I have 2 masters and a doctorate. If I didn't believe in education, I wouldn't have done it. But I think the
Right.
way they're going about it is disingenuous, and they need to be a lot more honest with people. And in being honest with them, give them the tools that they need to actually make a living for themselves, either as a player or a teacher or whatever. You know what I mean? So, like, that being said, like, being in the freelance world and being on, like, big deal, high dollar shit, what are some of the, like, most important soft skills versus hard skills that you've picked up along the way? Some of the shit that they don't teach you in school.
So, well, let's go with the hard skills.
Mm-hmm.
Learning to read with your ears.
Ain't that the truth? Can I, like,
Okay.
gospel gigs? Like, end of story.
Yeah.
Like, sheet music, what sheet music?
Trans-Siberian-
Figure it out.
Right. I'm sorry, I was gonna name names. I'm not trying to name names, but
If you feel
there's-
comfortable, that's fine. But, we also
No,
don't want to out
I'm just
anybody
saying,
here.
there are some books that when an act comes to town, I'll say this because they're a phenomenal group. And I did one gig with Trans-Siberian Orchestra a couple years back, and the principal trumpet who was sitting there goes, "Oh, there's 40 bars in there somewhere. Just watch me." Like, the book wasn't.
Rarely are they ever
Great.
accurate. Yeah. Because there's always
Right.
road notes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's half
And
the
then
shit.
so he said, "Just use your ears, bro."
Mhm.
And if I didn't have, that's a hard skill. Learn to read with your ears. Learn if you're playing with a click track, learn to read with your ears, because what happens on stage and what's programmed sometimes doesn't mesh.
Mhm.
Another hard skill is, the first thing I do when I walk on a gig and I know there's a section, I sit in the 4th chair.
Yep.
I said until the conductor tells me where he wants me.
Mhm.
That's the biggest. If you want the kiss of death, when you show up to a show, I don't care who it is, Molly Ringwald, whoever it is,
Mhm.
you show up to a show and you sit your ass in the lead chair or in the solo chair,
Mhm.
and you weren't told to, you might as well just start applications at Burger King or something.
Dude, that's so real. And in fact, like, to add on to that, as a woman especially,
Yeah.
I don't even sit until someone gives me permission to do it.
Right.
Because in giving me permission, they're going to tell me where to sit, but I make zero assumptions about any of that unless it's already been explicitly stated in an email or a contract or what have you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even sit down until someone says, "Oh, so glad you're here. This is, da 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 da. This is where you're going to be."
Right. I'll just do the last one that it's so hard for a lot of people to do. Keep your fucking mouth shut. And what I mean by that, don't talk about yourself. Don't misrepresent yourself in any way. Don't give the contractor or whoever your Instagram or your Hulu or not Hulu, but sorry.
Yeah, don't give out your Hulu logins. You don't want conductors watching weird
right.
shit on your account.
Sorry,
I'm
it's
sure
been
that
a long day.
I'm sure that would get
No, but,
really strange really fast.
Right. Don't give out your Instagram, your Facebook. Nobody gives a fuck. You're there to work. You're there to work, and so unless you make friends after the gig, then hey man, hey, there was a one of the things all right, and you and I have talked about this on a long 6-hour road trip. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
I don't care what's between your legs, man, woman, child, whatever. I don't care. Do you deserve to be here?
Mm-hmm.
Now I get some people are eye candy, like in a horn section. They're I got hired for a horn section for a major act, and they said make sure the saxophonist is a female.
Mm-hmm.
And I said okay, and so the contractor hired who he wanted to hire, right? Mm-hmm. But I gave them recommendations who I thought would do a great job, mm-hmm. and she could not read what's on the page. Ugh. And she looked amazing, but she couldn't read what's on the page. And I said, this is horseshit. Why would you do this why would you do it to the music? Mm-hmm. There are plenty of accomplished female musicians mm-hmm. that I could call right now that would kill this book.
Even as a trumpet player, I could name at least 5 professional female saxophone players that would slay.
Yeah, right. So here's the deal. Lexie, when we did that the Trumpeters Jukebox, mm-hmm. when we did MacArthur Park, mm-hmm. you were the first person. All of us could have done it.
Absolutely. Anybody on that whole fucking production could have done that.
But yes. I was like, who's going to kill this motherfucker?
That's me.
Right. And you killed it, right? And it's just like, people don't have that mindset. And here's another, I guess, hard skill to have. Keep your head, like, what is best for the music? And don't, what is best for the music? Like, do I put a double A at the end of this ballad? No.
Okay, so there's a joke about the least likely combination of words in the English language, and it goes something like, what's the least likely combination of words in the English language? Oh, is that the banjo player's Ferrari? Right? Because what banjo player could ever possibly make that much money? I think that what you just said about the double A at the end of a ballad is the second least likely combination of words in the English language. Anyway, sorry, continue.
No, but it's just, there's guys. Here's another thing. I was on a Temptations gig a while ago, and they had some guy that they brought with them, young kid, mm-hmm. and I was playing. It's that Temptations 4 Tops is a 3 lead trumpet player gig, and he was the guy playing second was playing over the guy playing first, mm-hmm. and so the guy playing first just grabs his book and puts it on the guy's stand.
No shit.
Yeah, he goes, "You play the whole thing." Uh-huh. We didn't even get through like half the rehearsal, mm-hmm. and this guy was just dying.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I believe it.
A hard thing is you have to be a team player. Mm-hmm. You have to know your role and be a team player. And I did a Facebook thing about this. Is like, we're all there to make each other succeed. If you're trying to show out, mm-hmm. There's that old saying, leave your ego out the door. But some people think that they need to show out because, they went to Cal State Long Beach, or they went to Manhattan School of Music, and they went to, Here's another thing, Lexie, that I get a lot. Okay?
I am like actively biting my tongue because I'm just sitting here going, no one cares. No one cares where you went to school. No one fucking cares. No one fucking cares. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Not you, right? But this imaginary person, right?
Yeah. Shut the fuck up, right?
I heard a great quote. This was a couple weeks ago on another interview, but the interviewee said, never miss an opportunity to shut the fuck up. And I was just like, dude, you need to put that on a bumper sticker.
No, put that on a t-shirt and wear that shit. You know,
Woo!
I mean, it's so true.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, one of my, you know, I'm really big on the West Coast. When I say big, it's like I'm on the West Coast a lot,
Yeah,
and
makes sense.
I know a lot of the cats out there, and the first thing they say is, "Don't wave the North Texas flag out here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't wave the Juilliard flag out here.
Right.
You know, don't wave, you know, because you're playing next to fucking Chuck Finley. You know,
Jesus.
you're playing next to fucking Wayne Bergeron. You're playing
Oh
next to,
God.
right?
Yeah. No, it
They
just
don't
people are
give
dumb.
two shits where you went
Mm-hmm.
because they have done more, you know. And so, but I'm sorry, I got off topic.
It's all right.
Here's the thing that I loathe as a musician.
Mm-hmm.
When I hear a younger musician, well, I'm the best piano player for my age.
Oh,
Motherfucker,
who
what?
says that?
Oh, for my age, I actually heard this. I walk left-handed bass better than anyone for my age.
Oh my
I'm
God.
like, when you start taking gigs, you better motherfucking walk bass.
Right?
You better, you know. Nobody, what? You
Oh
know,
my God.
the most ignorant shit I've ever heard in my life. I've heard somebody who just recently came here
Yeah.
for Chicago.
Uh-huh.
Oh, for my age, I'm like, you know, I have like the strongest sound. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I skipped kindergarten and I graduated a year early. Guess who cares? No one.
Nobody. And
Nobody. That's about what that sounds like.
Lexie, that is a thing. I've heard that more than once. Oh, for my age, I'm the most technical player.
Oh my God, why don't you get out your pediatrician's log and tell us how big your fucking head was compared to your body at different ages, too? No one gives a shit.
Right. And I think that's my thing, is nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
Some of the soft lessons are, you know, when you're like when I'm sitting, like, say if I would sit next to you,
Uh-huh.
you know who you're with. Like if I'm sitting next to you, Lexi, and I'm having like a lazy day, guess who's getting the lead book? You
You're
know?
welcome. It's fine. I don't care.
You know?
But I
If
don't
I
have an
get
ego about
tired,
that shit either. Like, if you were having a
no.
super on day and you want to play all the fucking high notes, then play all the fucking high notes. I don't care. Like, at
Yeah.
the end of the day, we're both getting paid. We're both there.
Yeah, and then if I, you know, if sorry, one of my friends, one of my friends, and he's been a close friend. We were doing some show,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a Latin show, and he goes, "Here, Joe, you have the ethnicity for this."
Ooh.
But he's a friend of mine.
Ooh.
He's a
Murky
friend of
waters.
mine. Yeah, I mean, if he wasn't a friend, I would have punched him in his mouth. But after the gig,
But you know, like that is 100% a thing in this
yeah,
business. And I think there's lots of other businesses that probably fall under that umbrella too.
right,
And I'm glad that you touched on that because like I think it needs to be addressed in a more frank way. I feel like we tiptoe around this shit all the time. And what I think is interesting is that there are certain aspects of otherness, shall we say. And
yeah,
by other,
yeah,
we mean not white, not straight, and not male. Okay.
yeah,
If you are anything other than those things, you are just deemed an other. And so like
yeah,
there are certain aspects of otherness that in certain situations like this one came out
yeah,
to be like, oh, you identify as a person of color and you're of the Latinx like background. Oh, that is
right,
such an incredible attribute, right? But in another situation, you're scum. No one wants you.
yeah.
You know? Like, can you speak to that a little bit? Because I certainly can't.
Okay, well, here it is in reverse. Okay,
Okay.
so I play in a lot of Latin bands. Okay, and when they come, like, there's the bands that come to town and ask for me because why I'm Latino,
Hmm.
right? And the thing is that I've heard many times, we don't like those fucking gringos. You know, they
Sure.
don't know our music.
Hmm.
And I was like, wait a minute, Miami Sound Machine is mainly white guys, you know,
Yep.
so. And I said, you know, did you ever see Eddie Palmieri's band? There's a lot of white dudes in there.
These are
Now,
facts.
granted, you know, so it's just like the same thing. Now, here's one thing. Like, I was traveling with a Latin band, and I was in Kansas City, Missouri. Okay, we went through Kansas City.
I'm sure that was
All
fun.
right, yeah. And I needed another trumpet player, so I called my friend Stan Kessler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Stan's a cool dude and he's a great player.
Mm-hmm.
And Stan's a white dude, and I love him, and then so I said, okay, I got a trumpet player, no worries. What does he look like?
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to get somebody from, I think it was like a town nearby or something, I forget. But I told Stan, you're the wrong complexion, bro.
Yep.
And he goes, I find it hard for me to live in this country and not be chosen to work because of the color of my skin. I'm like,
ooh,
whoa,
ooh, that
bro.
aged like milk. Jesus,
Yeah.
Jesus, my guy. Like,
was
why
like,
don't you just
bro.
say the quiet part out loud?
Yeah.
How about you do that? Good
Exactly.
Lord.
So I was like, Stan, y'all been doing it for centuries, bro. So just
Yeah, like,
calm the fuck
stand
down.
the fuck down. Like, it's somebody else's turn. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not sorry.
But you know what I mean? But he's right.
Mm-hmm.
He's right. He's right. But it was, and again, Stan's a great friend of mine. I thought it was funny because he goes, I can't work in my own country because because I'm.
Oh, yeah. No, the context of it does make it, like, objectively funny, but it doesn't necessarily obscure the fucking problem, right?
Right.
Otherness. Like, why do we keep
Otherness.
making otherness a fucking problem? Can you play or can you not play? Can that just be the thing? Like, couldn't we just make that the ultimate standard?
And there's a mutual friend we both have. I'm not going to say who it is because I respect his privacy.
That's fair.
I respect their privacy. But, they now starting coming out as what they're comfortable as. And I'm glad they did that because they have a huge reputation as being an amazing player. And it's a huge town that they're in. And now they're more comfortable coming out as, what they're comfortable, what they feel who they are, and I'm glad they did that. And so, with that being said, there is a little bit of leeway on that, but I mean, it's like you said, it's, when my friend, he's Latino too.
Oh my God.
So that's why it was funny.
Yeah,
He's from Colombia.
Oh, okay.
Because you have the ethnicity for this. It was a salsa thing, right?
Oh, okay.
I'm like, bro. So anyway, but here's one thing. I got called for a Motown gig. I'm not gonna say who it was for.
Sure.
And I walk on to the gig, and I pass the MD. He goes, "Yo, bro, you lost?" I said, "No, sir. I'm here to." And he goes, "No." He goes, but here he goes, and it was an all African American band.
Oh, okay. I've gotten that too. Yeah.
Okay. And
I've gotten that one too.
He goes, do you see what's going on here? I said, I get it. It's a look.
Yeah.
I get it. It's a look, And I said, but that doesn't mean I can't do what's required of me. He goes, look, man, it's just a look we go for. It's nothing personal, just a look. Okay. And he goes, here's 2 tickets to the show, and I'm paying you for the night.
Well, at least they made good on their end of the contract, I guess.
Right.
And
yeah, so that's why I'm not talking shit, right?
No, not at all. It is what it is.
I have heard my other friends, mostly Caucasians, white dudes, walking on gigs like that, and they'd be like, hey, turn around, go the fuck home. So it does happen to all walks of people. It's not just, but there are more ethnicities that it happens more than, but I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. Oh, God, I don't know if I should say this. Fuck it. Anyway.
All right, cool.
I've worked LA. I've worked New York. I've worked Miami. When I say worked, I lived in those places. I worked Vegas. I've lived and worked in those towns.
And let's be very clear. It is very different to be a part of a community, to like actually interact with the population at large, than it is to be on tour and like, oh, I've worked in Denver or I've worked in LA. You spent 2 days there. That doesn't count. Right.
You're absolutely right. And I mean, gosh, I sound like a fugitive, huh? Oh, I was in that town. I was in this town.
Wait, hold up. Aren't all of us mercenaries? Like, aren't all of us like musical fugitives? Like, if you ever started a podcast, that should be the name, Musical Fugitives.
I think it's Holiday Hose.
Oh, I mean, it is almost Gigmas. It is almost Gigmas.
It is. So, but anyway, I mean, like, and I've experienced more separatism where I'm at now than any of those major towns.
Oh,
you know?
wow.
And one of the first things I got was, oh, you can read music?
Are you
What the fuck happened
serious?
to the new school of music? I can read motherfucking music, you know?
That's interesting. And so they made the assumption that because you're a person of color, you couldn't read?
A certain ethnicity.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because where I'm at, you know, and there's a lot more of us now.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, the thing is that, oh, they don't read music.
Huh.
And it's real.
No,
it's real.
I believe you. I 100% believe you. That blows my mind. Maybe that just speaks to my privilege, and for that I'm sorry. Like, I'm trying to be less ignorant.
You had nothing to do with.
But like, but I mean, it just never occurred to me like that would be an assumption that someone might make about an other.
Yeah, but on the other side of the coin, Lexie, there is, you know, mariachi players don't need to play music, don't need to read. They learn from their dad, they learn from their uncle. It's something that's passed on by generation, and that a lot of them don't, but there are a lot of them that are schooled musicians. You know, and like I said, it was an eye opener. I'm like, are you kidding me? No You're shit. Surprised I can read music? Guess what? I can solo too. I can improv too.
I can play changes. What?
Yeah, I can play changes. Oh, by the way, I can write charts too.
Oh my god.
You know?
Totally.
So it was one of the things that, you know, I mean, for those of you, I'll share this real quick. For those of you who are like listening to this podcast and you think I'm full of shit.
Oh, you mean imposter syndrome like we all have?
Yeah. They think, oh, he's full of shit. That's not the way the world is.
Oh, you mean you being full of shit. You think the listener thinks that you're full of shit. Oh, I thought you were referring to the imposter syndrome that every single one of us has that we're all compensated for in one way or another.
No. What I'm saying is that, you know, if you're like, oh, that guy's full of shit.
Okay.
You know, I don't care where you're at. Go to Aberdeen, South Dakota, if you're, and try to take the first symphony spot. See what happens.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Go to Omaha, Nebraska, and let's see if you can just snag the first trumpet chair. I mean, I went to Nebraska and I did fairly well there, but, you know, and they were really cool. But what I'm saying is that go places. It's out there. And if you're a touring musician and you want to, and you're a person of color, that still exists. Now, here's something that I got from a friend of mine who lives in Detroit, because I'm going to go back and forth. He goes, it's not what it used to be. But he goes, at one point in time, if you weren't African American, they weren't letting you in. He goes, that way. He goes, it's not that way now. He goes, with the older guys, it's that way. He goes, if you want to get into the older scene, you know, he goes, and I was like, so it exists, you know? There's also another thing I've noticed in a lot of major cities, there's a changing of the guard.
Oh, really? What do you mean by that?
Okay, so there's a major West Coast city, not going to say what it is, but there are a lot of the old guard is being pushed out because they didn't open any doors for the younger people.
I'm so glad that this is happening. Like, fuck yeah, let's kick some ass.
So it's like it's where they're like, look, you made your money, why not let me in? You know, you made. There's guys that are very well taken care of that are still, you know, and some of the young guys are like, you know what, we're going to make our own thing. We're going to do our own thing.
Good. That is exactly the point of this podcast.
A lot of these older, when I say older, you know, a generation or two before us, they're not getting called, and they wonder why. It's like, well, who did you bring in? So for me, here in my own little piece of, I bring in as many young people as I can.
Yep.
I get them in the corporate band scene. I get them, fixed, and I send them to people I know in Los Angeles, whatever. But the thing is that speak for other people, because there's gonna be a time where someone has to speak for you.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that, Lexi, it's like, ask yourself, if you're a 40-year-old, what are you doing to help other people?
Right.
Like, especially people that don't have what you have. I know a lot of people that are established. Let's put it that way.
Established. Which also implies
Established.
establishment, which at this point is
Right.
the enemy of all of us.
Right. Right. And, it's like, who are you bringing in?
Right.
Who are you saying, okay, well, you know what, um, I'll give this person a chance, or I'll give this person a, and if you're not doing that, that's the way the people that, when I was a kid in Las Vegas, when I was going to school there, I had people take me under their wing and say, guess what? You're going to do 2 nights of this show. I'm going to go home,
Yep. And we don't see enough of that door holding. And that is actually one of the major contributors as to why I started this podcast and why I'm starting the Rogue Academic as an organization. You are absolutely right that there was a time in so many cities and so many scenes where that was the tradition. You hold the door open for the next guy, the next girl, the whoever, because that's how the industry continues, right? But like, there is so much gatekeeping and like creation of barriers that shouldn't exist now, because and like, there's 2 sides to this argument. One of the most interesting criticisms I had of the Rogue Academic when I started it is I got a DM from an older person. I would probably ballpark them for a boomer, and they accused me of being ageist and discriminatory of old heterosexual white guys. And I'm like, give me a good reason not to be. Like, and that's not to say that hashtag all boomers, right? Because I have incredible teachers that I owe a great deal of my career to, Pat Harbison being the top of that list.
Me too.
Yeah. And like, that is not to say that all people that fall into that demographic are bad. But it doesn't take very many bad apples to ruin the bunch. And what they don't realize is that the outcomes of their small actions by not including people or not holding open the door have had exponential ramifications for the rest of the fucking business.
Right.
No one can get in now because you made one decision to be a dickhead. Thanks.
Right. And what a lot of that generation and even our generation.
Oh, totally.
I've seen a lot of gatekeeping too. It's quality control. Meaning, if I bring somebody in, and I give them the lay of the land.
But I check up on them.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is, like, you don't do this, you don't do this, you don't do this. This is what and I'm not just talking out of my ass, because and so, if you want the quality control of, okay, this is going to be okay when I start to retire, or this is going to be okay when I slow down. You have to hold that gate open, and you have to take the next generation or the generation after, whatever. You have to take that, and you have to, like, because here's the thing I've noticed this. Oh God, I'm gonna get in trouble. Just because you play loud doesn't mean you're good.
Why are you gonna get in trouble for that? That's a fact, Joe.
There's a lot of people who think that if they play loud, that's great.
Yeah, I know there's trumpet players. Some of them I know a little bit more well than I'd like to.
I'm talking about more trombone players.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, and brass players in general. But when I'm saying play loud is that they think that, just because they're moving their slide or moving their valves fast, it's like, nobody taught these people. And if they did, they're influenced by, I think musicians need to be influenced by musicians, not the crowd, because the crowd doesn't know any better.
Oh yeah, totally. And I feel like that really ties into the whole imposter syndrome, like, idea too, is like, we all have this notion that, like, if we take a solo and it's like a little bit less than what we would like it to be, let's say, even on your worst day, baby cakes, you're going to be better than Joe Schmo in the audience. he just looks at your instrument and thinks it's plumbing. So
Yeah.
like, it's fine, boo. It's okay. Take that
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah.
So like, you know, I totally agree, like
Yeah.
with all of that. And so to touch on your notion of like the next generation and like slowing down and getting to that point of your career, what are some financial lessons that you wish you would have learned earlier, maybe? Or like if you could do it all over again, like to take care of yourself financially, like, because this is not an easy business to make money in the first
Oh,
place,
it's
let
not.
alone hold on to that money.
Yeah.
Would
So
you mind speaking a little bit on that?
Yeah, man, because the people I know that are doing okay, they're doing well, they all have a side hustle.
Yep.
Okay. And so the first thing I did is I didn't spend my money.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't spend my money. If I got $1,000 gig, I didn't go to the Mac store and buy me a brand new iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Starting to sound like a boomer, but I get it.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, but it does work.
No, it does. It does.
And you gotta have your money work for you. If you're gonna invest anything, invest in yourself.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna invest, like I just bought these. I wish you guys could see it. I just bought these lights because I'm trying to do more YouTube stuff.
Good.
I bought what I needed. I didn't buy the best light I could because I don't have a studio. I don't have. Well, I mean, I don't have a major. I just have a small space where I work in. So, you know, that's one thing. Also, kids, learn to cook and eat at home.
Oh, ain't it the truth? Oh my God.
That's where a lot of your money is going to go.
Yeah, no shit.
Especially
and
on
now
the road.
more than ever.
Yeah.
Dude,
Especially
I'm
on
hearing
the
about
road.
people putting like takeout on Klarna. Like if you have to break up your takeout into 4 payments, you probably shouldn't be getting takeout, Boo Boo Bear. Don't do it. Just like make you some ramen and put some like veg in it or something. Like, come on.
Here's the thing, Lexie, like you and I, nobody wants to struggle. No. Everybody wants the life. You know?
It's true.
Everybody wants the life. And there's very few people who deserve it.
And I think.
And when I can I elaborate on that?
Yeah. Do. I have another thought, but go.
When I say the life, it's you get out what you put in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I don't know any multimillionaire, and I see a lot of them, that doesn't say, man, I struggled.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I started out,
mm-hmm.
I lived in a house with a hole in the roof.
Mm-hmm.
And, I lived in just a couple of years ago, I mean, you have to live it within your means.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. And you have to be smart. You have to use common sense. Okay, if I go out and buy a round of beers for my friends after the gig, which was going to cost me $200, what gig do I have that's going to pay for my cell phone bill?
Mm-hmm.
And what is more important, the beers or the cell phone bill?
Mm-hmm.
They can't call you for gigs if you don't have a cell phone.
Right.
Okay,
funny thing that.
But that's what I meant. Is like, to be honest with yourself, you have to. I'll say this. One of the best things one of the most things I respect about you, Lexie, is you are who you are.
I appreciate that. I
There's
really don't have much of a choice, but
no, I'm just saying. There's no pretty rapping. There's no. It is what it is, and I've noticed a lot of people when they get a $500 gig.
mm-hmm.
What's the first thing they do? They go and buy this. They go, and they don't know about economics.
Dude.
It's like, look, man. So what I've learned is I've learned to, you have what you need. Mm-hmm. You gotta buy what you need. You need a roof. You need a phone. You need water. You need soap to wash your ass to go to the gig.
Mm-hmm.
You need to wash. You know what I mean? So I mean, you don't need a brand new, Glenn Cronkite bag.
Mm-hmm. I mean, no shade to Glenn Cronkite or anything.
No
but
shade, but what
your
I'm
bags
saying
are
is
fucking expensive, guys.
Yeah, those things are $700.
Like that's an investment. It's a good one, if you're gonna be on the road
and
or
they'll
whatever.
last you.
Yeah.
But if you can't pay your cell phone bill,
yeah, you don't need a $700 bag.
Anyway, or you don't need to. Gosh, I used to be this way. Like I'm a big thing with clothes,
Mm.
right? You don't need a pair of Bruno Mali shoes. You
Mm-mm.
don't need, so, or trumpet players. You don't need a fucking new mouthpiece.
Oh my God. To the
Practice. Just
rafters. Yes, yes, Reverend. Amen. You do not need
practice.
that new
Fuck
mouthpiece. You need to get in the fucking practice room and play Clark studies. Please.
yeah.
Please just practice.
You don't need that new drum corps mute. You don't need
Mm-hmm.
that. You know, you're the instrument.
Yep. Yep.
It's just a piece of fucking metal.
Yeah. Oh,
Sorry.
totally.
Sorry.
No, no, no.
Sorry. Sorry.
But it's so real. And like what I was going to add earlier was just that this ties into that social media bullshit, right? Like, yes,
Yeah.
social media can be a great marketing tool. Yes, social media is great to establish your presence and have you show up in SEO. But like, I think there's a lot of folks of varying ages, actually, but mostly on the younger side, that look at the life that's apparently being lived, which we all know
Yeah.
is fake, right? Being
Fake
put
as
up on
fuck.
social media because they want to look like they have status. They want to look like they've made it. Look at me. Look at how important I am. Look at who I'm with. Oh, you want me because I'm so important. It's all bullshit. But the
Right.
problem is that there's no one in the middle talking to these people in real life going, yo, man, all of that is bullshit. And I guarantee you that like this motherfucker who's on the road with that guy slept on floors for like 6 months before he got to
Right.
this point or she got to this point. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Right.
they don't,
And
social media doesn't tell you that.
one of the worst things one of the things I and I sound like an old fucking crotch,
We both
living
do.
my best life.
Mhm.
Living my best life. It's like, dude, be real.
Mhm.
Just be real with who you are. Be real with your relationships. And one of the things money wise I would have learned earlier. I wish someone would have slapped me and said, look, this is how to take care of your money. And someone did.
Oh, good.
My dad, my dad didn't slap me, but he sat me down and he says, you are in like the worst financial what you call it endeavor you could possibly be in. He goes, I'm like, thanks, Dad. So
Love that vote of
so
confidence, buddy.
right, my dad, he's very well off. He was a lawyer for the Yankees for 30 years,
Mhm.
and so he told me, he said this. He said, look, learn to save. He goes, when you make a $200 gig, 125 of that you have to live off. 75 of that goes into the bank. He
Mhm.
goes, and then when you have enough, make that money work for you. And again, I'm not an economic major or anything, but I'm smart enough to know that when when uh when I have like an extra $100, I put that into an extra an account where it just earns interest, and
Mhm.
or I do something with it to make it work for me.
Mhm.
I did a lot of day trading during the pandemic.
That makes sense. I mean, everyone was bored. May as well learn a new skill.
Yeah, and it's here's the thing: if you're gonna gamble big, I guess, and that's probably really bad information. But I put my into Pfizer.
Oh
I
shit.
put
So what you're saying is that like you could afford like all the new gear if you wanted to.
yeah, I could. So, but I put $2,000 that I've saved into Pfizer.
Nice.
And who comes out with the shot for COVID?
Uh-huh.
And so, I mean, I like quadrupled my money overnight.
Dude, that's
So,
awesome. I mean, we may at some point be
yeah.
looking for underwriters. I'll come to you first.
All right. And then, but I mean, that was a gamble, but I mean, it was better than buying a brand new, Bach trumpet which I could
Right.
have.
Because those types of assets only depreciate in value. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I could get up on a soapbox about that one. Oh my gosh, especially
Yeah.
having worked for instrument retailers, you know what I
Right.
mean?
And,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. No, you're right, Lexie. I mean, learn to save your money, learn to invest your money. And you're like, well, what do I invest in, Joe? I don't know what the fuck to do. Invest in yourself first.
Mhm.
How about you save some money, you take a class on, on anything
You mean
that
like
might
a
interest
4-day
you.
workshop on marketing that we offer at the Rogue Academic? Weird.
Yeah, marketing. Or you invest in yourself. You take that money. If you're into, like, say, I don't know, if you're into like like lawn care, or whatever. I don't care what it is,
Sure.
agriculture, whatever. Invest in yourself. I know a friend of mine who said during the pandemic he wasn't working. He's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to clean people's lawns.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he does now. He makes more money doing landscaping than he ever did with music.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he invested in himself. He bought a bunch of weed eating stuff, and he bought like a cheap pickup. And now he's one of the biggest landscapers here in the town I live in.
Dude, that's the shit. That is awesome.
And he's a killer trumpet player. But do you want to drive to the gig in a
lawn truck,
hoopty, or do you want to drive in a Camry?
Well,
whatever,
and that goes back to the whole social media thing. You're only ever seeing the performance side. You're not seeing that person has an actual business where they clean houses or they walk dogs or like whatever. Another big one for musicians, especially because of like our innate like level of hustle, is real estate. People get into real estate, like buy yourself a rental property. And I know that sounds like absolutely absurd to a lot of people that are watching the show, but there are so many like low price, low investment, or like get some people together to invest in a rental property, fix it up, rent it, live in one unit all together as a little tribe, and then run the thing. And you guys are going to be set when you sell that. Like that. I wish somebody would have told me about that like 20 years ago. You know what I mean?
Right. Well,
yeah.
I was going to say, there's a sax player I know that just recently he got $20,000 from and he's like, well, I'm going to build a studio. I'm like, you're the dumbest motherfucker I ever met in my life. And I said, there's home studios all over. Why are you going to do that? I said, what else do you know? He's like, well, I love cars. I said, well, this is what you're going to do. You're going to find 3 mechanics that you trust. You're going to buy a something that's not running well, okay? And you're going to do a YouTube on how to fix, and you start offering your services, and this is what we do, this is what we can do, this is, and he's rolling in it.
Right. How to is the single most searched keyword in Google SEO.
Right.
Like, yes, it's 2 words. I realize that. But like, if you look at the analytics for like what people are searching for, why people use search engines in the first place, the number 1 hit next to mental health and self-help are how to.
Right.
So
You're
duh.
absolutely right.
Right.
So he was just like, Joe, that was the best advice. He plays saxophone. Here's another thing. He plays saxophone and enjoys it now.
That's wonderful. That's what it should be.
He doesn't have to do it anymore.
Yeah, music is a lot better when you don't feel like you're like constantly under the gun to produce. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like he's like, if I don't take a gig, I don't give a shit, So, but I mean, those are a few things. Everyone's good at something else other than music. Lexie, you would probably be like, I always said you should be working for Disney.
What? That's so kind of you. What do you think Disney would want me for? I feel like I'm a little bit raunchy for Disney.
Hair, makeup,
Oh, shit.
mean, you're the thing with Winnie is just uncanny.
Thank you. I told you they reached out to me about that, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're like, yeah, you need to cool your shit. Like, you're a little bit too good at this. Well, I appreciate you saying so. And, it's funny. I had to talk about this with another couple creators that are launching their own businesses and stuff, and they're like, we don't know how you did what you did with Winnie. And I'm like, I think what sells Winnie is that's actually me. I'm her. Like, she's my spirit animal. Like, I can do Winnie because she and I are so alike. Like, we're just grumpy. We don't like mornings. Like, children are annoying. Like, go away.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, do. Yeah, happy to answer. So
we probably just totally got off on topic, and I apologize. That's
no, believe it or not, we've answered all the questions I sent you.
Okay.
Like, I'm really good at this hosting thing, Joe.
No, and I apologize.
It's hostception. You didn't know that you were answering, but you were.
I'm sorry if I fucked it up, right?
No, you're fine.
No, but I was going to say, my question to you, and I've interviewed you before. On my podcast, video thing.
Yep.
If you were 20 years younger,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, you're really confused about what to do,
Mm-hmm.
would you follow your passion,
Mm-hmm.
or would you follow logic?
Ooh, that's an excellent question. I'm gonna
I'm
go.
gonna pat myself on the back real quick. Hold
Yep, there you go. There you go.
on.
So this is actually, I can answer that honestly because that was me 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say both, because there are ways of looking at your passion logically that allow you to be in both worlds, right? So like obviously my passion is trumpet teaching and performing, right? And so logically, I went and I got all those degrees and that was all fine and dandy or whatever. And when I got out, like I did a ton of performing. I've been on the road. I've done all the things. I was not an idiot with my money. Like you can be passionate and have logic about what you're doing. Like the fact of the matter is, and we find this a lot in sports analogies, right? Because like, why are athletes paid so much fucking money to do what they do? Well, they're putting their body in harm's way and their runway is real short. Trumpet players specifically are also in the short runway category as far as like what we do on a physical level. I mean, with the notable exception of Doc Severinsen, who, let's face it, might live to 200 at this point.
He might. He
might. We don't know.
I love Doc, man.
Me
He's
too.
Just like, yeah.
So,
It's just like,
but that being said, you know, you have to, like you said, invest in yourself. I invested in a lot of skills. I took a lot of online courses in marketing, in SEO, in like virtual assistant, sort of like transient topics, like how to manage social media, how to grow a following, like those sorts of things. Like I am constantly looking on YouTube for other people who are doing things better than me, because like that's the other thing, is just like I don't have an ego. I will never tell anyone that I know everything about everything. And it was funny, when I started the Rogue Academic, one of the first people to message me was like absolutely fanatical about the idea, not because it was like, oh my God, someone needs to do this. It's been needing to be done forever. I agree that it has been needing to be done forever. But he's like, the self-made guru, I'm now your God kind of self-help queen thing is kind of a little bit too pervasive on the internet. Number one, like a lot of content creators like position themselves as the central guru who knows everything. I am the opposite of that. And I've said this in another episode too. I have a student that regularly refers to me as his anti-establishment fairy godmother.
Yeah.
But it's true. Like, just because there are rules does not mean that they need to be there. Like, there's a good reason for them. You should question everything. And the first thing I always question is, do I really know enough to be speaking about this thing? And if I don't, I go find the information that I need. And I think that fundamentally is why this iteration of, like, I guess self-help or community help sort of podcast will be more effective for people, is that I'm not sitting here going, well, I know everything about everything, because I fucking don't. But you know a lot of shit that I don't, so I'm going to ask you about the shit. And then you can tell people about your stuff. And you know what I mean? And then we all get to learn together. We all get to get better together. And then that's how we beat AI, is IRL.
All right. Well, I'll chime in on that. Like, you know, Lexie, birds of a feather, right? So meaning like-minded people do the same thing. And your ideas and your ways of growing things, being an entrepreneur, being a content creator, being someone who says, I'm not going to wait for my big break. I'm going to make it my fucking self. Okay? Those ideologies, a lot of successful people have. And so you're like, look, I'm not crazy. This person says that, this person says that, this person says that, you know. So, you know, that's what I tried to do on my little ploy, my little, you know, like when I'm talking about, you know, when I'm talking to all these heavies about the business and this, that, and the other. And they all say the same thing I say to a degree, you know. And so it's basically like, you're like, look, man, I'm trying to help you. And these are the resources that are saying the same thing I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And so it's and a lot of, I've noticed a lot of haters do that. They'd be like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
well, she thinks she's a no. I've gotten, man, so many trolls. Oh, you think you know everything about trumpet. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
you
Nope,
know,
I know
so
that I
I had,
absolutely don't.
yeah, I don't. And one of the guys goes, well, you talk about this and that and how to act. And I said, I sent him a picture of me,
Mm-hmm.
right? I said, do I look like I'm starving to you?
Should we translate for the listeners? This will be audio only.
Yeah, please, please, please.
Joe Leyva is a handsome and well-fed man, shall we say. The dude has a presence that is formidable, okay? So, by sending a picture, he was really just driving that point home.
Yeah, I just said, do I fucking look like I'm starving to you? You know? And he just said, touche, you know?
Also, you're
You
well
know?
fed because you know how to cook. Like, let's be
I
real
do.
about that. I love your late night cooking posts. Like, that shit makes me smile every single time. So, speaking of things we do in our free time, things that bring us joy, things that feed us, what are your like top 3 gadgets or life hacks that are just so fucking good you can't live without them now?
Oh my God.
Just give me the top 3.
Well, the thing is, I think that the air fryer is a gift from God.
Bro, so real. So real.
Air fryer is a gift from God. Also, another life hack for me was because I'm really OCD.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, oh God, what is it called? Where you're it's an app actually that tells you what you did, like when you have chores.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I don't go back and clean the same fucking thing over and over again.
Do you
So
what's the name of the app? There's so many.
I forgot what it's called. It's I can't see it on my phone right now, but
Oh, okay.
um
Because I'll put a
yeah,
link to
but
it in the show
I mean
notes because there are so many people in our world that are like very ADHD that would probably really benefit from that.
right. And then another life hack for me is because I'm OCD. This may sound stupid, but the thing that folds the little blank thing that folds your shirts and your pants.
Oh yeah, shirt folder.
Oh my God, that thing is great because I can do my laundry in like half the time.
Dude, now the question is, you can fold the laundry, but do you put it away? See, I love folding laundry. It makes me happy. It's like household origami to me. It's like soothing to my little squirrel brain. But then I get it all folded and I'm like, okay, we're done now. And then it just sits in a
it just sits in the fucking. For me, that's nothing. It just sits in the. It sits in the. Yeah.
I'm glad we're united on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just can I touch on one thing?
Yeah.
I'll be vulnerable for a sec. For those of you who don't know, I almost died from COVID, and I was in it before the vaccine. I was in the hospital like 3 or 4 months. I want to talk about self-doubt. Where you think something could be someone leaving you in a relationship, could be, your parents don't think that you're going to add up to anything. I'm just basically self-doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There was a time where I was like, man, I don't think if I can't play the way I'm used to playing, fuck this music thing. I'll go wash cars
Mm-hmm.
and that's a very hard pill to swallow.
Mm-hmm.
And all of us go through self-doubt.
Mm-hmm.
All of us. I don't care who you are. Wayne Bergeron, if you don't believe me, go to my YouTube page, and they all say the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna give one, I guess, tidbit on self-doubt. When it's 3 a.m, you're up and you're like, I don't think I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it be imposter syndrome you have, whether it be just anxiety, whether it be what have you,
Mm-hmm.
just know that the world's bigger than you.
Mm-hmm.
And there's gonna be somebody. I don't care. It could be Lexie, it could be me. For me, it was the VTE and all of those guys. But I had so many people reach out to me once I kind of opened up to them and said, hey, look, I'm struggling.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to ask for help. I don't care how good you are.
Mm-hmm.
Maurice Andre took lessons from people.
Mm-hmm.
Arturo Sandoval said Maurice Andre took a lesson from him.
That's awesome.
So, the thing is that when you're going through self-doubt, the best thing you can do is surround yourself with like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
And like Lexie, in my opinion, for me, is a like-minded person.
Aw.
But I'm having a lot of friends of mine right now. The music business is over. They're getting dark as fuck, right?
Dude, right?
Right?
Especially about the AI shit. Every
Yeah.
musician I know is just like in their head about it. It's just like, dude, there's no AI on the planet that can do what we do. Not live.
Yeah.
So chill,
Yeah.
man. Keep making music.
Yeah. Keep doing your thing. And if you think I'm not cut out for this, if something I said scared you,
Mhm.
good. Because at least you're being real with yourself.
Mhm.
You know? If you think what I said, oh well, that's simple. I could do it. I can go play for, and you played for I forgot Adele.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
you know what that's like.
Yep.
You know what that life is like.
Yeah.
It's not glamorous.
No. I slept
It's
on a
not
floor
glamorous.
during some of those gigs.
Yeah. And those of you, oh, I'm gonna play for Mark Anthony, and I'm gonna, you know what? Talk to someone who's done it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in this for the money, you're a dumb motherfucker.
Ain't it the truth? Yep.
If you're in this because you want to be happy and do what you love doing, keep going. But if there's self-doubt, well, I'm not going to be able to make a $500,000, or I'm not going to be able to buy my wife a $700,000 home. And you're living in dreamland. Just be real with yourself. And if you're going through self-doubt, in your art, I'll say in your art.
Yeah. Because hopefully this is going to get out to people that aren't just musicians. This type of hustle, this work ethic, this advice on all levels. I mean, this could be leveraged for anything, truly.
Yeah. And you have to reach out. You have to surround yourself. That's probably the best advice I can give to anybody in any art, in any, is surround yourself with like-minded people.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
And don't fucking talk about what you make.
Oh my
God
God.
damn it.
Right.
Right. I don't,
Well, it comes back to the status thing. Like the American Express Platinum card has had an exponential growth in users because it's so easy to get. And when you throw it down at a table, people think you're important. Guess who the number one demographic of that card is?
Ages 25 to 33?
Yes, sir. Because they're all about that status. But the irony of that is that they're also the poorest generation in the history of the American economy. Like, these cats are not going to be able to pay those bills, especially not with that attitude, frankly. We have time for one more question before I have to jet. If you were a type of ice cream, a flavor of ice cream, what kind of ice cream would you be? I know it's a silly question, but I love asking this one because it tells you so much,
Well, my favorite is mint chip, but if I was a type of ice cream, I would just say I would be Neapolitan. Neapolitan.
Oh, okay.
Because I have something for everybody.
Nice.
I try to be, relate to everybody. I try to be the person that, you could talk to about different things other than music.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of my hobbies is I take toys from the 80s and I refurbish them.
Shut the front door. I am totally going to talk to you off of this podcast because I have ideas. But that is awesome.
Yeah. So like if you went in, I have my guest room. It looks like a kid's room because there's like Transformers and there's G.I. Joe and He-Man.
Oh my God.
And all this stuff is worth money now, but I bought it when it was like broken. And that's one of the things that centers me when it's artistic, it's fun. Yeah.
Dude, that's so rad. Well, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And if you guys haven't already checked out the free Facebook page, go do that because that's where all this stuff is going to live. Peace, y'all.
We'll see you later, everyone. Thanks so much.
You betcha. Bye.
All right.
And that about does it for us here at the Rogue Academic Podcast. We're so grateful you decided to listen this week. We have lots more planned for the new year, so if you have not already followed us on Facebook, please do so. We are just The Rogue Academic. It's a group on Facebook. We are on Instagram, TikTok, all the places where you find social media. And if you haven't already checked out the self-promotion Sneak Attack, also on Facebook, give that a look. It's a great way to learn how to promote yourself online and therefore get more gigs and make more money. This week's episode, as always, is brought to you by Hideaway Coffee of Fort Wayne, Indiana. That's HYDE, Away Coffee. And enter Rogue10 at the checkout for 10% off your favorite roast. Thanks so much and have a great week.